All right, YouTube. Here we are as planned. Okay, for our good evening, our Thursday night uh, Conjure Cafe, our Hoodoo Help Desk for you. Um, I want to give a shout out to my co-admin, Hoodoo Bible Study. If you're not a part of that Facebook group, I'm telling you, you will avail yourself, or as they say in the military, it behooves you to join us. But I want to give a shout out to my co-admin, Sean Laveau. He is taking over the administrative duties for this month. So that's kind of freed me up in some areas, at least for the month. Hello, Felicia and Trevor and Ladybug, Polish My Pearl, all of that good stuff. So I want to say thank you, Sean, for doing that. We decided that would be the most efficacious way to extend ourselves. We've got, I think, over 1,400 people in the group, and it's just he and I. And I recently assistant, a moderator in that group as well, Maite. So we decided that we kind of swap months. So one month I would kind of be the primary admin, and the other month he was. So September is his month. So this time slot I would normally be in the group doing some stuff, but I'm out here with you guys. So thanks again, Sean. That being said, I also want to give a shout out to, got my pad here, to South Carolina, to Florida, to Delaware, to Texas. You guys have been very supportive of my my shop, some of the goods that I've made, the products that I've made, and had a lot of it in stock. And so we're trying to kind of do like a clearance, I guess you can say, of some of our products. And you guys have definitely supported us. Matter of fact, the attraction bath salts are gone. So if you thought you were going to wait for them or come back to it, it is gone. Literally, I had a last order was placed today. If you've placed an order with me, they have gone out today. I went to the post office and dropped them off. So you guys should get them probably early next week at the latest. Okay. So I wanted to say that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to cover, I was asked in the Hoodoo Bible Study, and I was some weeks ago, and I was also asked in private email, so I'll address it publicly. What kind of resources do I use for my biblical studies? I like to use two different resources. Now, I've been doing intense biblical study for a while, and as an ordained minister, I went through a lot of, commentaries, dictionaries, lexicons, concordances, Bibles, etc. Both, on hand and, software, whatever. So I'm going to give you guys two resources. They're oldies, but they are still goodies. And I think you may spend like maybe $9 for both of them, depending on if you have Mac or if you're iPhone or an Android Windows user. So the first one is Power Bible CD. Power Bible CD, that was way back when I found out about that. And actually, I still think they still give out CDs, That's how old they are. But it's still good stuff. You can still download it as a desktop application for your laptop or whatever. It's still good. It's called Power Bible CD, and I swear by it. I swear, but it's got hundreds of commentaries. It's just condensed my biblical library. So that's one. That is that. I think that's like $7, $6.99. Okay, to get that. The other application I would recommend to you guys, I make it standard issue. Hey, Stephanie, for all my students who are studying with me, I use, this is the actual Bible app I put on my actual phone. I use what is called eSword. That's not what it's called online though, but it's called eSword. You can find it in the App Store. I think it's maybe like $2 or whatever. If you have you reach way back on that, yeah, way back. If you have iPhone, okay, Apple devices, maybe like $2.99, something like that, $1.99, something like that. But you can put it on your phone, all right. And it's also a desktop application. So I want to get that out there. Those are my two go-to resources: Power Bible CD and eSword. All right. It is amazing. I don't like the Bible app that's like big on mobile devices. I actually hate that app personally. I hate Bible app. Can't use it offline. The commentaries of it, I just personally hate it. As a theologian myself, I just kind of hate it. Anyway, that being said, good evening to everybody. How are y'all doing? Let me know where you guys are coming in from. Give me your name, your city, rep your zodiac sign. Let's get the star tribes in here. Tell me who you are. Let me see who we got in here. Now I can't be long because Cobb County. Okay. Y'all right there. Okay, we getting close to Atlanta. Okay. Pisces in Florida. Y'all know the Pisces gotta be close by the water anyway. Okay. From Columbia. What? Tell you up the road. Let me know something. Okay, Sags in the house from North Carolina. Sags from Florida. Florida is in here. The Archers are I mean, they are ready to go. That's what's up. Right on the coast. That's what's up. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm glad to have you guys in here. Virgo from, I know who that is. Hey man, I ain't heard from you in a minute. Capricorn from Alabama. Okay. Aries from AT. Okay, now okay. Georgia's starting to step on in here. She says sometimes Scorpio, sometimes Sag. That sounds like a Scorpio Sag cuss right there. I'm whatever I want to be. Sometimes I'm a Sag, sometimes I'm a Scorpio. Just depends on what day of the week it is. I hear you. From Fredericksburg, Virginia. Wonderful. Wonderful. Glad to have y'all in here. Okay, most def. I got some openings for Friday, actually. I got some openings for Friday. I had to remember to clear out my Thursday nights for this month because I have those free now, right? So office hours are going to like close for me around about 9 Eastern Standard on Thursdays. Anyway, Pisces all day. Okay, the fishes are in here. Capricorn from Ohio. The Caps are in. The seagulls are in here. Well, wonderful. We got to have all of y'all. I want to see what you guys are up to. What are y'all conjuring on? What is going on? Somebody's referencing, looks like some footwork y'all are doing in there. That's what it looks like. I think she's talking about the the paper in your shoe. I'm gonna give my opinion. I like the paper to wear out. The client said, what if it wears out? You want it to wear out. I like the paper to wear out. And the reason for that is because in most cases, if you have what we call a paper in your shoe, normally those are for works of some type of mastery. Right? Some type of domination work. You're trying to command something, stand on top of something, get something under your feet, right? You're trying to get a handle on it in one way or other. You want some mastery over it. And you want it to wear out because, or I should say, I like it to wear out because it is sympathetic to that person or that thing's will or resistance to me also wearing out, wearing down, wearing thin. And it will break down and disintegrate under my feet. So I actually like my papers to wear out personally. And if they get really worn, you know, I may add that into a mojo bag. I may add that into a candle if it's really, really worn, like, you know, like it's falling apart. I can add that into a candle. You don't want to be, you want it to be minuscule pieces because you don't want it to catch fire. In the candle, add it to lamps. I will use it as part of a powder, grind it up really good, the remaining of it really good, and add as a powder and, you know, lay them where they need to go. But working with, it's so interesting that y'all are talking about this because I don't know how many of my students are actually on here. But yesterday, my students got a chance to go with me in the field to the residence of my client, and we did something really, really old school, really, really old school. When I tell people I do this, they're like, "How old are you again?" We did foot washing. Everybody's like, "What did you just say?" So y'all ain't sanctified. That's old school holiness there. That's old school hoodoo. You don't even find people talking about that anymore. People have, you know, articles and books on bath from here to high heaven. But a foot washing, yes, an old school holiness foot washing. And we talked about the significance of foot track work and feet as in general. Oh, you're from Spartanburg. Okay, yeah. So you understand. And feet in Conjure, right? And all the way back from, you know, where Joshua chapter 1, I think is at verse 3. It says that wherever the sole of your foot tread, that I'll give you. Joshua chapter 10, okay? It talks about how Joshua told them to bring out the kings of Makadesh and to draw near and put your foot upon their neck, and so will God give you your enemies. You know, Exodus chapter 3 with Moses, and God says, take the shoes off of your feet because the place you stand is holy ground. Joshua chapter, I want to say 11, maybe 11 or maybe 15, where Joshua is coming back from or going into the battle at Jericho, and the angel of the Lord meets him and says, let's trade shoes. You take this shoe, I'll take your shoe. We talked about Ecclesiastes chapter 5 verse 1 that says, watch your feet as you go to the house of God, and be quick to hear lest you take the sacrifice of fools. And we studied that word, watch your feet. That word there for watch is the word shamar, and it means to guard, to observe, to pay attention, to literally to surround as with thorns. So there's a great emphasis about the feet, right? You know, we go into the New Testament and we talk about the woman in the alabaster box. We talked about what it means to have your feet shining like brass. as is in Revelation chapter 1. So we did some teaching about it. Feet and working, laying down powders. Yes, that's certainly that. John chapter 1 through chapter 13, verses 1 through verse 10 talks about the foot washing there. And then we also talked about Chronicles chapter, I want to say 2 Chronicles chapter 16. I don't know where my students are. They need to be in this lab so they can help me out what our notes were about. And talking about the sin of Asa, who was a person in the Bible who got hoodooed through his feet and died from it, right? So we talked about that, and then I actually performed a foot washing for my client, and it was incredible. It was really incredible. So they had a chance to come with me in the field, see some very hands-on stuff, and it was very interesting. It was very great. So it's funny you guys are talking about, you know, having paper in your shoes. We talked about how to use literally from the toe to the heel of your foot. Let me log into my YouTube, y'all, so I can catch you guys comments. Okay, she said when a candle burns out and you can see, I gotta go back and right. You know, in the old holiness church, in the old holiness church, they would do foot washings with communion, right? They, you know, and some of the old time Baptists, you know, like the Anabaptists, the old time Baptists, they would, the Anabaptists, primitive Baptists, spiritualist Baptists, they would do foot washings with the communion, or if you're Catholic, the Eucharist. And because they saw that all of that was the Last Supper, he said that by these they would know that you are my disciples. So I'm trying to find the question she just asked about the candle and the wick. But enough about that. I kind of got off on a tirade, on a tangent about that. What's going on in y'all world? If my low file play, we'd be, there we go. We'd be all right. Let's see. So what, this is, okay, here we go. I'm trying to, okay. I almost burned the house down putting tissue bits with personal concerns on them within the candle. You need to make them very, very fine. I'm going to tell you what you do. Feeding it to the candle is probably not going to work. Unless your candle is already lit and has a little layer of wax, of melted wax, okay? Then what you can do is put it into the melted wax, all right? And as the candle burns down, all right, it won't bother because it'll stay submerged under the wax until it gets to the bottom. Then, of course, the fire will eat it up. Outside of that, what you need to do is place it around the edge of, I wish I had a candle right on hand here, and I don't have it in my vicinity. You want to place it around the edge of the candle, all right? In other words, around, what is that? The circumference, okay? So that it's not in the middle. It's not close to the actual wick. After you've done that, then you pour your oil on it, all right? Get it soak with your oil. Okay, dry things burn faster, wet things don't. Okay, what will happen is that oil will kind of seal it in until the wax melts a little bit, and then the melted wax and the oil will incorporate, and it will kind of cover your little bit of paper there. That's the trick to do it. It comes kind of with practice. All right, after you've almost burned a couple houses down, you get what to do. I make my own candles. Okay, you can use because all of those things, if you crack open a walnut, it looks like a brain. If you crack open a nutmeg, it looks like a brain. All right, these work by the law of correspondence and the doctrine of signatures. All right. Yeah, very good point. Ladybug says that all candles are not made equal. That's a very, very good point. Folks, when you guys go to buy candles, I'm going to do a video about that, like how to check for, a well-made candle. Number one, if you buy a glass encased candle and you see air or you see a bubble, okay, in the actual glass, do not buy that. That is a hazard waiting to happen. All right. That means that in the making of that glass, air got trapped in there. And what's going to happen is, what's likely, as that candle flame burns down, it's going to heat up. If you ever, have worked with a candle while it's burning, that glass gets very, very hot. As that candle flame burns down, the heat is going to cause the little bit of air in that glass to expand. It's going to cause the glass to hopefully just crack, but oftentimes it will explode, and you will have an issue on your hands. Also, you want to make sure that you check the bottom, okay, of your candles. Okay, let me see. I got some empty ones. All right, this is a good one. All right, so this is the empty one. You want to make sure that this little metal piece of the wick is pretty much, okay, in the middle. All right, you don't want it to be off to a side. It definitely should not be touching the circumference of the candle. You don't want to buy that. It's going to cause the wick to some candle makers purposely shift the wick towards the edge. That way your candle will burn black, because the wick is closer to the glass and the soot will collect a whole lot easier. And so you unaware of that will think, oh my God, somebody's hexing me, or my work is being blocked, or I have some resistance, I need to buy another candle. Thus they've now made twice as much, right? Or it may even be so close to the edge that it does heat the glass up and it will explode. And you think, oh, somebody's throwing witchcraft at me, or whatever the case may be. I need to burn another candle. And again, they've made twice their money. So you want to be aware of those little gimmicks that are used, okay? Yeah, so normally, like you can see here, they'll have some type of indenture in the glass. Like right here, the triangle, all right? That's like in the center, and pretty much the metal piece is pretty much right behind that. So that's good. And you can see how it kind of burned pretty much evenly, right? You can see it's not over to one side. There's still a little bit of wax there, but it's around the edge. Okay, so that means that the central heat was in the middle. Yeah, so that's something you want to know going into buying candles, making candles, etc. But yeah, you can certainly do uh, you know, we call it working a person's head, or turning a person's head, works of mental mastery, with a skull candle or a brain candle. You can take a picture of them, and you know, if it's a selfie, or if it's a picture of their face, okay, then on the back of it, where their forehead would be, you would write across that, right? So that it looks like it's actually in their skull. They're seeing it from the inside out because it's behind the paper, right? So those are some ideas for you. I hope that inspires some creativity in you. All right. What was the other question that I missed here? I'm still trying to. Y'all, I messed around and fooled with YouTube, trying to stream directly through YouTube. YouTube said you had to download Chrome. I'm gonna tell you something. I hate Chrome. I hate Google Chrome. I used to love Google Chrome, but it started becoming really, really buggy. It would just crash. It would just open up and crash for no good reason. I'd have 3 tabs open and the whole thing just wants to freeze up on me, and that would affect my productivity. And so my personal assistant, her husband recommended to me to use another browser, browser, which is Opera. And I love Opera. I can have 25 tabs seamlessly. And then also you can incorporate your add-ons and your extensions from Chrome into Opera. So I was like, oh man, you know, it's a done deal. Buy Chrome. Now, YouTube says, well, you got to use Chrome in order to stream live through us. So that's where all this is going on. Hey, Virgo, good to see you in. Glad to have y'all in. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, the recordings of my classes from the month of August are up in my digital media store. So you guys can go on my YouTube and just go to the contact or the about page and click on digital media, and it will have our, I think it's 4 or 5 intensives that we did. They're about 4 to 6 hours each. So it's a lot of content that we covered. What do we cover in August? August we covered mojo bags. In August we covered the secrets of the Psalms. Okay, the divine name of the Psalms. A lot of times people, you'll read or somebody will say or whatever in your work, and most people, especially if you did not grow up inheriting this tradition, will literally just sit there and recite Psalms 21 and think that they've done something, and then are wondering why nothing is moving. Because number one, you have to pray the Psalms, not just recite them. So we talked about how to pray the Psalms, number one, and then number two, we talked about how to decode the what do we talk about with Psalms? Talk about a couple of things. The God names, okay, in Psalms. So the reason why Psalms works is because they have certain God names. And if you use those God names in your prayers, it will activate the Psalm. It'll wake it up for you. Okay. So when you read and it says Lord or it says God, there is an actual name. There's an actual behind that. And so I think there's like, what, 52 different divine names in the book of Psalms. So in the month of August, we went over all 52 of those and make sure they got that. We also talked about advanced spiritual warfare tactics, how to if you're doing enemy work, or if you're doing retribution, hexing, all that kind of stuff, how to find your target's weakness and hit that, to know when you need to attack their marriage, or when you need to attack their business, when you need to attack their health, because some people have certain immunities to different kinds of work. Some people's heads you can't work. Some people are very strong-willed, they're very stubborn, and you know, working them mentally, you're going to be wasting your time. Okay, so you may not be able to hit their money, but you can hit their relationship, and that will in turn mess up their money. So we talk about how to look at the 12 different parts of life, or the 12 different loopholes of life, and how to attack those. We also talked about, and we covered a lot in the month of August. Y'all just buy the stuff. It's just good stuff. I'll be here all day. Yeah. Also, that Florida water can attract negative spirits. Let me have a think on that. Negative spirits. Let me say it like this. Florida water can be used as an offering to spirits. All right. And because of that, the flip side is also true. Spirits can see Florida water or receive Florida water as an offering, which means this. This is why, you know, for example, sage is not always the best go-to, because some spirits that you may not want actually take sage as an offering to them. So they become a lot more, so they come a lot closer to you. They work more aggressively with you because they are thinking that you want them around, right? And so some spirits can also have the same concept about Florida water, all right? So now Kananga water, that's when you get a lot of that with. Spirits can really take that as an offering, particularly spirits of the dead, right? So if you are a medium, working with any type of mediumistic or necromantic technologies, then you want to be intentional about how you use things like Kananga water. But Florida water is seen in most cases as a cleanser. I've done a video somewhere, I have to dig it up and probably post it on YouTube, of 21 uses for Florida water. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say they attract negative spirits. That just does not sit well in my palate. But definitely spirits can take certain spiritual waters as offerings. So like I've got some right here on my desk. I've got Azahar, which is pretty much orange water. All right. Amar, all right. This would not be considered an offering. Orange water would be considered an offering. Okay. What is this? Canela. What do you actually put cinnamon in there? Cinnamon water. That's all I got on right in arm's reach. I got the other stuff in the lab over there. Okay, so she says, yeah, where do I go to find this other video? So On my YouTube, you go to my contact page. It has there like 3 different links. One is to contact me directly. One is to, no, it's 4 links actually. One is to contact me directly. One is to get into our Facebook group, Hoodoo Bible Study. One is for my actual physical products store, the store for that I ship out to people. And then there's one called Digital Media that has all my archived videos, lectures, teachings, lesson plans, etc. All the digital stuff, all the downloadable stuff. All right. That way you won't be confused. I've separated them. So the stuff that ships is going to be in the store, and the stuff that is downloadable, you get in the digital media. All right. Yes, so I try to make it as concise and as easy to use as possible. Okay, she's using a book on decoding the names of gods. Yeah, so what I did was, literally, I went through the book of Psalms and did my research on the divine God names from Psalms 1 to Psalms 150, including Psalms 119. As we talk about those names, how to pronunciate them, how to pronunciate those incantations. Like one of them is regarding spirits using spiritual waters as offerings. Is that because there's a certain spirit that tends to rule over certain geographical areas? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. For example, all right, us corporeal people who have bodies, corporeal, you have a body. You know, we like certain drinks, okay? For example, I like, you know, spring water, okay? I like cappuccino. I like certain kinds of coffee. I like certain kinds of tea, okay? I don't like Kool-Aid, okay? I don't like Kool-Aid. I don't like any powdered drink. That kind of turns me off. It's just something about the grittiness of it. I don't like it. And so spirits are the same way, okay? You like orange juice in the body. Well, a spirit may like orange water, okay? They'll see it as an offering. They'll see it as an invitation to sit down and have a chat, or sit down and be welcome there, right? Thank you so much. Is that just spirit's natural affinity? Yeah. What about spirit animals? I called on them, and when I went to sleep, I heard the sound of the animal loud and clear. I'm going to tell you my perspective on that. I walk the peripheral of that conversation because when you start getting to spirit animal, totem animals, a lot of that's been culturally appropriated from the indigenous people. And it's become another one of those Sephora, you know, one of those Sephora magic kits for the New Age community. My totem animal, you know, is whatever I want it to be because I want it to be that. Now, aside from that, as a root doctor, I work with animal parts and connect with the spirit of that animal through them. So, for example, working with you know, alligator hands, right? Which is a curio in hoodoo, right? Or the alligator claws, okay? Biblically, that's the spirit of the Leviathan, all right? So I work with the spirit of Leviathan through using the alligator hand as a fetish for that, all right? If it is a chicken, you know, the chicken foot, which breaks witchcraft, you know, uncovers hidden tricks, etc. Protective, is also uncrossing in nature. That would be the spirit of the cockatrice, as the scripture says. If I'm working with snake skins or a rattle from the rattlesnake, or I like to use the head of a copper head snake. You know, that's the spirit of the viper and the adder in the scripture, or the spirit of the dragon, for example, the reptile kingdom. If I'm working with animal bones, all right, in a necromantic sense, then literally I'm using those things as fetishes. So when I make, I don't want to get it from the camera to show you, y'all, that was right over here. When I make, well, okay. So like when I make certain fetishes, this is actually a horn here. When I make certain fetishes for people, depending on the situation, let's say that it's someone who is going for a highly competitive position, all right, or they're in a what they call a high-paced career, all right, then I may use deer bone, all right, and I'll powder that down. I'll call that spirit into being. I will quicken that spirit through the spirit of the deer, or the Bible calls it the hind or the heart. I'll call out to it. I'll quicken it, we call it, through its bone, because I want my client to have speed and agility. It's so that it will, my client will be able, the terrains of their career adjust. They won't be taken by snares and by traps laid for them. Like the deer can, you know, move very fast and then, you know, change speed and direction very quickly. And the deer is very strong. He's very agile. He's very fast. So I want to bring that that virtue, that ashe, to my client, to that fetish. Maybe it is what am I thinking of? If I'm doing okay, and I don't have that right here, but I just made this. Was it this week? Yeah, I think it was earlier this week. Yeah. One of my students, one of my godsons, wanted to work retribution against someone, a racist, and so all for that. And I was out of my famous damnation powder. I guess I just haven't been damning people lately. Okay, I was out of damnation powder. So you know, I made up a fresh batch for him. We'll always make a, you know, I'm kind of generous. I make a big batch for stuff. And one of the ingredients in that was a lot of it was animal parts, but one of the animal parts was the bone of a pig. All right, the bone of a pig. So that works to, you know, swine are considered to be unclean, dirty. They eat anything. There's slaughter. You know, just rack up all of the associations with swine and pigs and hogs. You can use that for corrupt cops. One of the names for cops are pigs, okay, etc. So the other question here, so that's how I work with the spirits of animals, or animal spirits, okay. Okay, so about snake parts. Could snake parts also be used to work deception on a target in a similar manner? Certainly it can, right? The serpent was known from the beginning to be deceptive, right? It was the most subtle creature of all in the garden. So certainly you can. As a matter of fact, one of my mentors was an innovator in this field, and was the first person that I know, and most people know, who actually recommended using snake parts in love work, okay? Because the snake is a charmer, it's an enchanter, it's a seducer, right? It's hypnotic, it's bewitching. So certainly using snake skin, things like that. Snake skin can be used for glamour, spirit younger, right, than you actually may be. So yeah. Okay. Because that's what I would say about spirit animals or animal spirits and them coming to you and working with you. That's how I interpret it in my own personal experience. Now, if you want to get a consultation on it, you are welcome to do so. We can unpack that and decode that for you specifically. But for me, when animals start coming through to me, let's say in dreams or in visions, I take note of that fetish is lending its ashe to my work, or is making itself available for me to work with them in one manner or another. My prophetic gifts are very preemptive, so a lot of times when I'm in meditation, when I'm at my shrine, working my altars, etc., my spirits will give me recipes or rituals, works, and I'll write them down, or I'll keep them, in my mind, and it won't be for right then, but lo and behold, the next time a client calls or somebody contacts me, that was the answer or the remedy for their condition. So a lot of times, animals will show up and say, hey, I'm in the queue. Okay, you may not see a need for me right now, but give it a week and a half. I'm here waiting. And that will actually give me some time to prepare that animal medicine for when the need arises. I can say, hey, I already got that ready for you, etc. Can pig parts be used to drive a target insane? So when it comes to animal parts and works of insanity like that, madness, really just mind-binding kind of things, work with the skull of the animal. Right? So there goes another way to work a person's head, an actual skull. You talk about skull cancer, or actual skull works even better. Okay, and what you can do is actually, depending on the quality of skull, you write on the inside of the skull, which is best. I found it to be the most efficacious. Actually, be able to write inside the skull, write your command in there. All right, preferably over the eye sockets, right? Literally right across their head. All right. And when it comes to things of making them go insane, okay. I hear my spirit say, do not give that spell out. Okay. I'm going to be obedient. If you need that kind of work, you need to do a private consultation with me. I'll tell it to you. I'm just not going to put it. I spirit literally said, no, do not say that over the air. So I'm not putting that out there. How to make a person go mad, next thing you know. Because I'm the type of person, I'll give, work is work to me. Work is work to me. I may not take every case and work the work for you, but I really don't have many apprehensions about giving out, remedies for that. But my spirit literally said, no, shut that down. So yeah, what we got coming up? Oh, the next open house. Do you have an obsession spell? If you want to call it that, yeah. I have a couple of different works for, I don't know if they call them obsession spells, but I know what you're talking about. One of them is I'll tell you a real simple one under mastery spells. What I want to say, Itan Tobo Shaya Kandele Kosuba. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So here's a little what I want to say. Upgrade, okay. Boost. I guess I'm kind of lost for the word I'm looking for. Enhancer, whatever. Insert synonym here for your honey jars, all right, or sweetening jars. This will work. Perfect. So let's say you got a sweetening work here, okay, a honey jar here. One thing you can do is it's kind of like, this is the kind of innovation on the sweetening jar and jack balls. You know what a jack ball is? I give a lot of old school I give a lot of old school work. I realize this. People are like, what the hell is that? I give a lot of old school work. Most of the time I'm telling you guys, you're probably not gonna find in a book. Or if you do, it's like an outdated, antiquated example. But I learned from, an old worker and old workers in general. I mean, it's South Carolina, ain't nothing but old people down here anyway. But I'm not getting that. So what you do is you make a packet or a jack of the person, all right, and you suspend it from, all right, your what is this? It's time for you to get off here. I can't think straight. Your cat. All right. Don't kill the workout. Is that what it was? Okay. So it's going to suspend here. All right. And that may look like something as simple as a name paper or a picture with their personal concerns wrapped up in it, tied up, dangling, suspended from this. Just put a little tape here and let it suspend, okay? Put that in your sugar water or your honey, or your sweetener, whatever, all right, that you have here. But what you're going to do, you're going to take a picture of you, okay? And you're going to add that picture. Can I put that in here? I could use this. Okay. You're going to add your picture in there like so. All right. Just imagine that your picture is facing this way. All right. And hopefully your picture is a little bit bigger than this, so it kind of goes all the way around. All right. So what's going to happen is, then of course you pour your honey in here, whatever the case may be. As that thing suspends in there, and you're shaking it and working it, all right, no matter what way they turn, guess what? They still see you. You can actually put a little picture right here in the base of you facing up, all right, and right here on the top of you facing out. So, all right, whether they look north, south, east, west, above or below, before them or behind them, they see you. So you're always present on their mind. You're always present in their thoughts. Okay, that's an upgrade to your honey jar spell. Now see, now watch. Because I've noticed all my stuff goes viral. I'll put something on Instagram. A week later, 15 people come out with it. Like, it was just, they always knew this. Y'all watch. Y'all mark my words. It'll come out on Instagram. Somebody's going to put it on Facebook. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. My spirit says he would not be surprised if Hoodoo Delish made an infographic about my spell. I wouldn't be surprised either. My spirit speaks to me like that. We have a very lively conversation. All right, I work with them very closely. They're always talking. He's like, watch this. They're the infographic of Hoodoo Delish. So, y'all sit right there and watch. Y'all sit right there and watch. I need to spam her and be like, no. You're not getting away with that one. At least she copied me. She'll actually be on to something. Right, they're great, exactly. Their great grandma gave them that word. Yeah, right. You know, because everybody got 15 generations of conjure in their family. Anyway, I'm not even going there. So, what's going on in my life? So, earlier this week, what was I doing earlier this week? What day was that? That was Labor Day. Labor Day. Had a great Labor Day. Got a chance to spend time with my mom, my godmom, check up on them. I've seen them in a minute. And godsons, my students, he been telling me about wanting to build a fire pit in my backyard. And I just haven't had the time to get to it. And so, Labor Day was a free day. So we finally went and got the stuff we needed. We've got all the supplies. We just haven't, built the thing. But we got all the supplies in the backyard ready to go. Anyway, so I had a late night that night. And I'm laying in the bed. And evidently I had subscribed to somebody on YouTube, kind of unawares. What I do is, as you guys know, I'm a pretty intense study. So if I'm interested in something, I'll, just gorge on that for weeks on end. All right. So when I came to YouTube, pretty much all the hoodoo, conjure, root work type channels I could find, I subscribe to them. All right. I'm kind of like, the court of law. You're innocent until proven guilty. So I'll add you all, and then if there's something crazy, I'll just, block and delete you. Okay, this person's crazy. So anyway, I had forgotten I had subscribed to this particular channel. And I watched one of their videos, and I said, they didn't have their face. That's what it was. They didn't have their face showing. It was a Spreaker podcast, and I said, that accent sounds Geechee. But some people, they will like fake a Geechee accent so they can sound authentically, like they're a conjurer, or like they'll sound like they're African, or sound like they're from, Louisiana, so they can kind of give that credence to them. But I couldn't really make it out. So I watched another video, and come to find out they were authentically Geechee. So I was like, okay, all right, representation. Okay, we in here. Because for the longest time, I was like, am I like the only like public Geechee worker? I know we still work. That's not the point I'm making. But a lot of us are older, a lot of the older workers, and you're not going to find them on YouTube or Google or Facebook. They don't even have internet for the most part. You may find them, like the old school workers. You want to find some old workers. I have one lady asked in was the Hoodoo Bible study? I think it was, or somewhere, and she said, do y'all know any old workers, like 50 and older? Look in your farmer's almanac. They used to be like the Craigslist back in the day. Okay, people like a farmer. See, y'all Y'all don't even know how to read a farmer's almanac. Some of the old workers will still like post ads in there. In certain like little counties in the South, they may put a little ad in the newspaper. So anyway, long story short, I said, okay, we got some representation. So I was excited, and as I went to their website, okay, and they have their number, their email address there, and I said, am I going to call? And at that point, it was like 6 o'clock. I'm about to get up for morning prayer, so I'm not about to call. So let me send an email, and just to kind of say, you know, what's up? You know, family. You know what I'm saying? So I sent a small little caption email. I was like, okay, God, I know how geechies can be. We are tricksy people, and we are real suspicious people. So if you come and we don't know you, it don't matter if you geeky or not. We just gonna already assume you're not what you say you are. So I said, okay, God, if it's your come together, then, you know, let this thing go through. I'm not going to get really deep in this email. I'm not going to, you know, I'm just going to say hi, basically, or reach out. And sure enough, within an hour, I got a response back. You know, pretty much I told them, you know, who I was, who my people were, where in Charleston I was born, etc., etc. Basically what my lineage is, basically, of hoodoo. You know, that, you know, I got family on the Sea Islands, James John's Island. I got family off of Dorchester Road. You know, Hemingway, South Carolina, Cross, South Carolina. So just kind of giving some basic stuff, so they know that I wasn't just pulling this stuff out of my butt, you know. And I got a response within about an hour. And so we exchanged information. So when we get something squared away, I'm actually going to go down there and meet them face to face. But I can't wait, because I can't wait to introduce you guys to another legitimate, old-time, homegrown and raised Geechee Gullah worker. And and if that works out, of course, we'll bring them on working with the spirit and other things like that. So it's I'm excited about that. That's my new little project there. Oh yeah. So that's that. All right, out to the next 3 questions. I'm gonna get out of here. What was I gonna say? Open house. Our last open house of the year is going to be, let me check the calendar. Whatever the first Wednesday of October is. My calendar is acting really stupid right now. Will be the last open house of the year. What is open house? Because some people keep getting confused. I don't know why. Open house are for those who are not my students, but they want to be nosy. Okay, you know, they want to see what's going on behind closed doors before they make that financial commitment, before they want to, you know, make that time commitment to study with me. So open house open to the public, no matter who you are. If you're an elephant, I don't care. Okay, if you pay your cover charge, then you can sit in with us in one of our intensives. So that's what an open house is. All right, that's all it is. You get to come behind the veil, as it were, and see what we do every Wednesday evening. All right. I'm surprised this thing will not show me what time. Calendar is. Okay. Am I still taking students? Send me an email. I have. You can contact me. Okay, let's see. October 4th will be the last open house of the year. Are you taking new students? Yes, so you can contact me on the About page of my YouTube. Just click contact and leave your details there. I recommend you actually go back and look at my apprenticeship video. So the apprenticeship is now available. It gives full detail, not only in video, but also the description box is like 5 paragraphs of all your details you need to know. Pricing, dates, times, all of that. We're very, very transparent, okay? Please consider all of that before you submit a entrance letter. Entrance letter. Yeah, entrance. Y'all, I'm Geechee. Entrance. You get what I'm saying. E-I-N-T-E-R-E-S-T. I can't speak today. I'm like entrance. It's a Gullah thing. I don't know. Once you submit that, I will do a divination, okay, on it. If you are accepted by divination, wonderful. Come on into the fold. We get started immediately. We send you an invoice, get that taken care of. The next Wednesday, what we do, we add you into our private forum. The next Wednesday, you're ready to go. You with the rest of them. All right. Yeah. Okay. So she says, what does she say? Hi, Doc. Would that obsession spell be good to use for making a locally well-known person notice you, or is that too much? See, I've been around Papa Lou too long. Now I got an hour live. I came on here for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes max. I'm over here for a whole hour. I'm out of here. Obsession, that would be a little much. If you don't know this person from Adam, they don't know you from Diddley, I wouldn't go for an obsession. I would work my way up to that. I mean, how do you go from, how's it going from 0 to 100 in 5 seconds? Okay. You know, pad your work your way up, be strategic and tactical about your conjure, and you'll find that it will produce more efficacious results for you. Don't just try to jump on, you know, out of the blue. You got to build momentum, right? Get them to notice you first, like some look me over type of work. You know, then you start opening communication. You start building from there. Then you can get them to, well, by that time, you might not need them to obsess over you because they'll know you, right? So yeah, I would say that an obsession spell, you know, for Angelina Jolie, bruh, come, let's get real. Let's get real. No. Upcoming videos. Next week. I'm behind 2 videos. I have a video I'm going to do. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I've got a video I'm going to do about signs, wonders. It's going to be called Signs, Wonders, and Miracles. The myths about manifestation. And I'm going to deal with the whole 3s in hoodoo thing, you know, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months thing. I'm going to demystify all of that because that's clearly not true. You know, I heard everybody's feelings. I know. I don't care. Okay. I'm just here to give you authentic hoodoo. There is no 333, and I'm going to talk about why, where that comes from, and what is a more appropriate response to timing and manifestation in hoodoo. What does it mean to have sign? People say, well, a sign should show up in 3 days. What is a sign? I mean, that's so ambiguous and ambivalent. What the hell is that? I'm going to talk about what are signs, omens, what I call it signs, wonders, and miracles. All right. And then the other video I'm going to do is on 3 tips to be justified. So one of the big, buzzwords you'll hear in hoodoo is justified. Is your work justified, right? When it comes to retribution, hexes, curses, jinxes, etc., is it justified? I'm going to give you my personal 3 strategies to make sure every curse you dish out is always justified. Right. So those are my 2 projects I'm working on. Videos. It's going to be epic. I think so. I didn't realize, I'm going to end on this. This week on Instagram, 2 people reached out to me, 2 people who I follow on Instagram, and they have very, very big Instagram followings. And they said to me that my work and my information has inspired them and has given them a lot of food for thought. So that really just blessed me. I got what, 300 or some people on YouTube, and I'm grateful for every last one of you. But I don't see myself as a leader or anything like that. I'm just giving you what I know. That's it, But I'm glad it's helping some folks. So that being said, if you need to get in contact with me, go to the About section of my YouTube channel. There you can find how to contact me directly. You can submit, or you can You can join our Hoodoo Bible Study group on Facebook. I will say this: please make sure. Hey, having to reiterate this, but it happens every time. Please make sure you answer those entry questions. There's only 3 of them. Number 1. Number 2, all new members are added on Monday. So don't be offended if you have to wait a week to get added. We haven't forgot about you. We got some people coming in. We had to do it that way. New members, Monday we call it. All right. You can find my personal contact information on there. You can find how to get into the Hoodoo Bible Study group there. My Instagram is Khozmiq _NeWage, NEWAGE. You can find what's left of my products. We still got some bath salts. We still got some Follow Me Boy baths. Jinx Remover Formula 108 is always available. We are out of attraction bath. That is gone. It is done. That batch is out of here. You can find that in the Conjure Compound store. And then the 4th link you'll find there is called Digital Media, with my videos and lectures and stuff. You can download from there. And the videos recording from my lessons in class from August have been uploaded to there. Oh, how did I forget? We had an incredible open house in August. I mean, it was incredible. It was amazing. We talked about tarot, right? One of my favorite divination systems. But here's the kicker. So one of our guests, I didn't know this at the time, one of our guests was actually the creator of a very well-known tarot deck. I didn't know it was her because she gave me her actual name. She goes by an online pseudonym that she published her deck under. So that was a little nerve-wracking. Also, it was incredible. But we talked about how to people know how to use the cards for divination. right? But how to use them for remedies. How to use them for remedies. All right. So if you know how to discern a problem with your cards, okay, how do you fix the problem with the cards? We talked about that. We went through the whole major arcana and literally gave well over 22 different spells. Well over that. We gave a lot of spells, quote unquote, or works based upon the major arcana. It's like right here. Just again, I just kind of give you just a little bit if I get at it, just a little bit. So you got the Queen of Wands in your outcome or in your conjure section. This can indicate using animal parts like cat's eye or cat hair, right? Cause look, there's a black cat there. You never thought about it, that did you? I know, it's all right. That's why we the open house. We got you. Okay, we got you. Yeah. So all that being said, I hold you in the light of God that never fails. God bless you all forever, and I'll check you guys next week sometime. Look out for those videos, and if I don't get to the videos, I'll be back here next Thursday, people time Eastern. I will make sure you guys, please make sure you guys, put the reminder for my channel on, all right, because I put out schedule events so that you guys can post your questions before I go live on Thursday, so I have a list of questions to answer. All right, that would make things a lot more organized. So if you want a question, you want to make sure I answer it, then please subscribe, click the little bell icon, and I will put out a event. You guys can put your comments, leave your questions in the comment section of that, and then Thursday I'll answer them for you. All right, God bless. Check you guys later.